Hello and welcome, my shiny leaves. Episode 79, Moon and Sun, Haruhi and Koharu. So, in this episode, Eevee gets a lot more interesting with showing us what kind of powers it might have. This looks a bit more like just being the partner Eevee from Let's Go. And so, Eevee is not just able to use attacks from the other evolutions, but it uses the abilities that are stated in the Pokédex, like Espeon's ability to see into the future. That's interesting. We are going to Johto because of the evolutions, which makes sense. What doesn't make sense is that the Kimono Girls aren't found anywhere in this episode. I mean, it doesn't have to circle around them, but show them in the back somewhere or something, maybe? All in all, I like episodes where Koharu gets to do something more than just being in the opening, basically. That's good. Well, let's move on to the next episode. Episode 80, Trial Mission, Ulgamoth's Golden Scale. So, here we are now, on Go's first mission. With how the anime goes right now, I think we will not see the second one all too soon. Yeah, they kind of like to mingle around a bit. The episodes are fun, but I think with Go's missions and Satoshi's tournament stuff, also Koharu's storyline with Eevee, we shouldn't have too many episodes that are just episodes you could actually throw away. Even if they are good episodes. It's not to say they are bad. It's just focus a little. Oh boy, that one is a shiny. Oh boy, they do not catch it. Oh boy. Also, nothing much happens in this episode actually, but Ash remembers he has a Dracofish. That's something, I guess. He never used it after getting it. Let's move on to the next episode. Episode 81, Clash? The Blue Pokemaniacs. Shiny, get it! Way to go, Go! Feeling a bit blue about this episode. Also, if he is from Kalos, why not give him a Frogadier? I mean, I prefer the Oshawott line, so good, but Frogadier would also be blue and would be from his home region. Would make a bit more sense that way. Oh man, this gallery is blue. Dabba-dee-dabba-die. Okay, he's concocting a pretty big story there, even though the photo is probably just staged, or are they even supposed to be photos, or are they rather like paintings? We don't really know in an anime like this, it's hard to tell. Also, please leave Eevee alone, the poor thing. Oh, that guy's story is just bad and boring. I don't get it why he thinks that's better than the other ones. Yeah, let's just move on here. Kojiro does cross-dress a lot. I mean, if he likes it, more power to him. Nothing against that. Especially since he, most of the time, looks far better than Musashi does. But Meowth looks... ugh. Hey, don't let it make something he doesn't want to do. That makes you look like bad guys. But it is funny how the Pokemon who always comes out of its Pokeball unasked goes in the Pokeball unasked in this episode. Good joke. Did the landing there. Okay, a blue coffee, of course. However, if you give me a green one, then we're onto something. With all the blue stuff they are eating here, which would probably have a lot of blue food coloring in it, their poop must be green as an Alolan Grimer. Also give me some of those pancakes, they look good. Yeah, their argument here shows us that it's stupid to give a Pokemon just one color instead of like 2 or 3 main colors. I mean, you could search up that Pokemon by searching for the color white as well as blue. You would get the same result. You would come to the idea of doing that. So yeah, we will probably never get that. But it would make sense to do that. Especially for Pokemon like Electrode, which is 50-50. So yeah, if I wanna look for Electrode and would use the color search, I would look for red or white maybe. But with it only having one color, I basically don't know where I would find it. Will it be under red or under white? I have no idea. I had to look that up. And if I have to do that, then I can just use other search engines that are not in the game. Quick question. Satoshi, Go, why are you still following those two? Why? Just why? Hey, this is the place where Go got Grookey. And how cute they are playing around here. I like that. I could watch that for hours. Imagine Sobble still being a Sobble in this episode. That poor thing wouldn't get any time to rest here. Team Rocket's motto recitement here is just funny without Wobuffet. I like when they mix it up. It gets stale otherwise. Blipper's just afraid of those blue guys and goes home. Well, makes sense. This episode was okay. Nothing really special, had some funny lines, but yeah. Maybe if it was about green Pokémon instead, well, that would be a whole different case next episode. And this week's episode does not exist. Moving on. Episode 82, Mawip's Sweet Battle. You know what? Dalian could really use a Bolton to guide him around, right? That would help. Wait, that was a wild Milcery there? Huh, strange. I love how he accidentally evolves it. But did it have to be the standard one they always use in almost all material? It's getting stale. And you won't like stale whipped cream, right? Ew, it's so small. That's so cute. I love it. Wait, is this still the Pokémon anime? They remember older episodes? Something strange is going on here. Satoshi chooses his partner by scent, so it seems he liked caramel. Ryan's cake might be a bit loaded, but it is really pretty. Who'd have thought he has such a sense for that? And Dalian, of course, makes it kingly. What did you expect? Koharu's looks nice. Nothing special, but I would eat it. Goes... Yes, Satoshi's cake is quite loaded, but he does have an artistic sense. As was shown in earlier episodes, he's also good at drawing, so good for you. Well, she did choose the slice with the long dicklet. What a strong little alchemy that is. But Iron Tail getting weaker because the whipped cream is on it, yeah, that doesn't make sense. That wouldn't affect it at all. Giant cake attack! So Pikachu didn't Gigantamax, but just overate? That's way too much to call it overeating anymore. I think he might have a problem there. Also will probably get caries, so... Oh no. And now it's time for everyone to get diabetes! Yay! That was a really fun episode. I really liked it. And again, Alcremie is just cute, especially when they are so tiny. Let's move on. Episode 38. The pea that became a star. Prepare for it to get dark. Literally and figuratively. Oh, I know what that is. Definitely a sigil. What else could it be? It's interesting how they choose Johto for an episode about it always being nighttime. The first generation that introduced a day and night cycle. He doesn't know when to eat because it's always nighttime? You do have clocks in this world, you know. We've seen it in episode 1. Also, aren't you getting hungry? That would be a good indicator of when to eat, I would assume. But, oh well. The Murkrow is unhappy? So let's catch it. Well, actually, living at the Sakuragi Park seems kind of nice. So, it kind of makes sense, while also it doesn't. But Go has a Murkrow now. Here we go. Okay, the Pikachu makes reminds her of her Cleffa. This one doesn't really work in English. It works in Japan as well as in Germany because the name of Cleffa there is P, and as such, the P would make a P sound, which Pikachu makes. In the English version, it just wouldn't make sense like that. They didn't think about that, I think. But also, what happened to that Cleffa? I mean, this is the Pokemon anime, it can't be too dark, can it? Okay, confirmation. Cleffa is dead. The Pokemon anime just killed a baby. But seriously, what is the lifespan of a Pokemon like that? It evolves via affection and it never evolved into a Clefairy? Isn't that just saying that she didn't love her Cleffa enough? For it not turning into a Clefable would make sense, because Kirara would then just never given it a Moonstone because, well, you don't have to do that, of course, but it should have become a Clefairy at one point. I mean, she did love it. That is shown. And yeah, I know it's kind of overthinking here, but it's also pretty much true in that description. But think about it. It does make sense that they can't get it from that. If you'd live in that world, you wouldn't think of an unknown by just that description, because it's a Pokemon you don't meet all that often, not even in books or something. I assume schools won't really teach you about unknown of all things. They're just existing out there somewhere, and well, maybe in some mythology books or something like that you find those, but yeah, nothing you read daily. We as viewers, of course, see that differently, because our perception is that of a game, not of a world we do live in. I will give you an example for that. The animal I am talking about has a long body with leaves attached to it. It also has a pretty long snout on it, and it is colored in a nice dark blue. Also, it lives in water. Can you guess it? If not, well, try in the comments below. I will give you the answer at the end. Pikachu is going straight for the nice parts. And hey, it's Cynthia, the champ everyone loves. I have others that I prefer, but I have nothing against her, so yeah. Also, with BDSP, that really sounds like some kinky thing coming out. Yeah, it makes sense to give some Sinnoh love here. Why didn't the episode in Sinnoh then? Would have worked as well. Johto isn't necessary for this. Okay, about those Masters 8. Will these be the champs of every region in the end? With Satoshi of course becoming part of it later on, as he is the Alolan champ after all. We do know that Iris isn't part of that group, but Alda might be, and he was the champ at one point at least. We also know that Blue isn't part of it as well. So here's my thought on that. Satoshi becomes one of them. That will be obvious, of course. The last one could be Iris, rising up in ranks, or, which I would prefer, Hop, since he hasn't shown up until now, but you can't just leave the brother of the champ Dalian out, right? He has to appear someday. So we have the unknowns I, N, G, H, and T. That spells night. We never get anything out of the mystery surrounding the unknowns, which is actually kind of sad. Game Freak should really fix that. But might this be a hint of what they are able to do? Is it just whatever they spell, they can make reality? That would also work in the context of one never being able to do anything alone. They have to be two at least, since there are not really one-letter words that actually would do something. Of course, there's the English but what would that make a reality? You would have to go with pronouns, right? You could implement that in a game as well, especially since the box system is accessible from everywhere now, by having ruins where you have to bring the right letters to open up doors. Or do other stuff, maybe raise water or something. You could actually spell race within your team. That would work. I think that would be an awesome idea, and we seriously, at long last, need something done with these creatures. Maybe something will happen in Legends Arceus, who knows? It's based on Sinnoh, and they seem to be important in Sinnoh as well, even though they weren't. Whoa, girl, calm down. This won't bring back your clever, you know, but it is also kind of the fault of her mother for telling her a lie. So yeah, don't tell your children lies. A Dark Pikachu emerges! I like mirror battles like this. It's a good way to test the strength of your protagonist, in a way where he basically has to battle something that is completely equal to him. The animation for Scale Shot looks bad. Just some ugly, muddy brown energy stuff shooting out of the user. But well, an ugly Pokemon using an ugly move fits, I guess. So they battle stuff, and the girl sees her wrongness. Nothing really happened to make her see it, but here we go. That's what happened. Like a typical anime, the battle fixes everything. Okay, that clever was at least 7 years old, as seen in these scenes. But it still died as a baby Pokemon. Why? An indoor cat has a basic lifespan of 16.9 years, while dogs, depending on their breed, go up to 16 years. Many get even older than that, like 20 years or something. So just get her a Growlithe and an Eneko, and she will be much, much happier. Well, there were some questionable plot points in this, but all in all, I liked the episode. It could have even been the plot of a movie if it added some more plot points, of course. It was kind of feeling like that. Well, that was it. Next time, we will get... oh no, Megas. The fans will go crazy about that again. No. So, which animal was I talking about? It is the leafy sea dragon, an endangered species living in southern Australian waters. Tell me in the comments below if you got that right. Okay, those were some solid episodes. I liked most of them really much. If you want to see more episodes like this, like reviews, I do Pokemon every 4 weeks from now on. Also, in the same cycle, one each week, I'm doing Pretty Cure, Kamen Rider, and Super Sentai as well. All the newest seasons, of course. And soon, but I will air that on Sundays, I will do a 4-week cure of Digimon Ghost Game as well, because that anime seems to be really, really good. Other than that previous one. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, why not spin the like button around to evolve it, and maybe give a sweet kiss on the subscribe button and that little bell. Also, you might want to follow me on Twitter, where I keep you updated whenever I upload a video, or on Twitch, where I live stream every Friday, Sunday, and Saturday. I hope to see you there, and until then, bye me!